Yo, listen up. Something wild just went down in the music scene, and if you're sleeping on this, you're missing out. Leon Thomas, that Leon Thomas absolutely went crazy this weekend, and let me tell you, he's not just a feature, he's a statement. The kind of presence that makes you stop what you're doing and go, wait, who is this? I need to hear what he just did. People are straight up saying he's bringing back the energy that Ty Dolla used to have in his prime, and that's no small claim. Ty rolled features from 2014 to 2017, showing up everywhere, from Chris Brown to Fifth Harmony, Kid Ink, Fetty Wap, and even those iconic DJ Mustard beats. Every track had you on your feet. And now, Leon is stepping into that lane, making people pay attention again. But here's where it gets even crazier. On the podcast, B. walked in and instantly shifted the whole vibe. Ice, the OGs, everyone. Suddenly the seats aren't guaranteed. B. is fearless. He challenges co-hosts, debates for nearly half an hour straight, and doesn't let anyone coast through the episode. The energy in the room changed the second he stepped in, and now people are realizing talent alone isn't enough. You need credibility, voice, and fearlessness, and Leon Thomas is showing all three. This is bigger than a feature. It's a way-up call to the industry, the podcast, and the culture. The question now is, can Leon Thomas take the crown, or is Ty's era still untouchable? Either way, you don't want to blink, because this wave is just getting started. Alright, let's break this down. Leon Thomas isn't just another feature artist popping up on a track. He's becoming a force that demands attention. If you were paying attention to the podcast, you saw the way Ice and the co-hosts reacted the second V. stepped in. There's a subtle shift, almost like the room itself recognized that things were changing. And that's the truth. In the music industry, visibility and energy are everything. Features are no longer just background noise. They're a statement of dominance, a way to assert yourself in the conversation. And Leon is doing exactly that. Now, let's rewind a little. Ty Dolla had a moment in the spotlight that's hard to forget. Between 2014 and 2017, if Ty was on a track, people knew it. Every feature felt like an event, whether it was a remix with Chris Brown, the massive Loyal collaboration, or even his work on the Fifth Harmony records that got insane radio spins. He had that unique way of stepping into any song and elevating it immediately, giving fans and critics alike that oh snap feeling. And don't sleep on Kid Ink or Fetty Wap either. They all rode similar waves around the same period, with DJ Mustard's signature beats dominating the airwaves. That era? It felt unstoppable. Now, Leon Thomas is walking into that lane, and you can see it in the way people are reacting. The energy on the podcast made that obvious. Ice might be the OG, but B. is sending a clear signal. No seat is guaranteed. The moment you get complacent, the culture evolves without you. Leon isn't just showing up. He's asserting his own identity, carving out a space that commands respect. And let's talk about that energy. B. is no stranger to heated debates. On the podcast, he challenged Ice, dissected tracks, and even went toe-to-toe with co-hosts for nearly 30 minutes straight. It wasn't aggression for show, it was intellectual dominance, showing that knowing music and understanding culture goes beyond just being on the mic. B. made it clear, you can't coast in this game. Talent alone doesn't cut it. Presence, preparation, and fearlessness? Those are the qualities that define the leaders in this space. And Leon Thomas is showing all three. Think about it. Features used to be about exposure. You got your name out there, maybe added some credibility. But now, in the podcast era, in the digital age, features are weapons. They can validate careers, shift fan attention, and even challenge the hierarchy of who's relevant. Leon stepping into Ty's lane isn't just about talent. It's about strategy, timing, and execution. Every verse, every hook, every ad-lib is a calculated move. And don't get it twisted, Leon isn't trying to copy Ty Dolla. He's learning from that energy, that aura, and building his own empire on top of it. Ty set a blueprint: dominate features, be consistent, and make every appearance matter. But Leon is taking it a step further, infusing his style, his charisma, and his creativity into each project. It's almost like watching history repeat itself, but with a modern twist. On the podcast, the co-hosts kept reflecting on this tension. Ice, with all his expertise, seemed a bit cautious, almost acknowledging that the dynamics of the game are shifting. B. He thrives in it. He calls out inconsistencies, challenges opinions, and refuses to let anyone get comfortable. That's a lesson for anyone trying to break through today. Don't wait for permission to dominate the conversation. And let's not forget the fans. Social media is alive with reactions. Clips from the podcast, Leon's features, B.'s commentary, it's all circulating like wildfire. The audience is no longer passive. They're analyzing, debating, and predicting the next moves. And that's exactly what you want when building momentum. Leon's trajectory isn't happening in a vacuum. It's being amplified by a community that craves relevance and authenticity. So, what's next for Leon Thomas? If the trajectory continues, he could redefine the feature game entirely. This isn't just about stepping into Ty-Dollar's lane. It's about creating a lane of his own, one where energy, talent, and strategy converge. And as the podcast made clear, being early, being consistent, and being fearless are non-negotiable. Miss one, and someone else will fill the space. And the crazy part? You can see this evolution happening in real time. On the podcast, B.'s presence highlighted a generational shift. Ice's respect, the co-host's attention, even the subtle changes in tone, it all signals that the game is moving. The question isn't whether Leon can step up, it's whether he can maintain the momentum, continue to innovate, and avoid falling into the trap of complacency. Because in this space, if you blink, the wave passes. Think back to Ty-Dollar. At his peak, the consistency, the versatility, the ability to turn any track into a moment, that's what fans remember. Leon Thomas is showing glimpses of that same mastery, but he's also adding his flavor, ensuring that he's not just a reflection of the past, but a new force for the future. And with B. guiding, critiquing, and challenging, Leon has a mentor and a sparring partner in real time, sharpening him for what's next. Leon Thomas is no longer just a name. He's a rising power in the feature game, stepping into a space once dominated by Ty-Dollar, with B. amplifying his presence and Ice slowly realizing that the hierarchy is shifting. Fans, co-hosts, and even industry insiders are watching closely, because this isn't just music talk. This is power, influence, and legacy being redefined in front of our eyes. As Leon Thomas keeps building his presence, it's clear that this isn't just about being another feature. Each time he drops on a track, you can feel the intent behind his verses. He's not showing up just to fill space, he's elevating the song, creating moments that listeners can't ignore. Fans are noticing. Industry insiders are noticing. Even co-hosts on the podcast are recognizing that he's carving his own lane, a lane that demands attention without having to mimic anyone else. Let's break down why Leon's rise feels different. Ty-Dollar's era was defined by sheer ubiquity. If he was on a track, it was an instant signal that the song mattered. He had that magnetic energy, the kind that pulled focus no matter who else was on the track. Leon is stepping into a similar space, but with a modern twist. He's combining authenticity with strategy. Every verse, every cadence, every ad-lib is carefully executed to make a statement without ever overplaying it. That level of control shows maturity beyond his years. And then there's the podcast dynamic. B. doesn't just comment on music, he evaluates influence. When he's on the couch, you can feel him testing the room, measuring who's adding value and who's coasting. Ice has knowledge, sure, but Leon brings fresh energy that makes co-hosts rethink what it means to stay relevant. The subtle shift isn't just about talent, it's about presence, timing, and consistency. The room reacts differently when someone like Leon steps in, because he's aware of how to command attention without demanding it. The debate around Ty-Dollar also illustrates a key point: consistency is everything. Ty's peak wasn't a single feature or a random placement, it was sustained dominance across multiple projects. From Chris Brown's Loyal to the Fifth Harmony collaborations and even soundtrack work like Sucker for Pain, he created momentum that compounded over time. Leon Thomas is still early in his journey, but his trajectory shows a similar hunger, not just to participate, but to define the moment whenever he appears. Fans online are dissecting every feature, every snippet, every podcast clip. Social media amplifies energy in ways that were impossible during Ty's peak. Now, an artist's moves are public and permanent, and the audience plays an active role in shaping perception. Leon's rise is benefiting from this ecosystem. The visibility he gets from features, co-host commentary, and fan engagement is creating a snowball effect. Every new verse adds weight to his narrative. And don't underestimate the strategic angle. Leon is learning from the past, but he's also innovating. Ty Dollar's influence is obvious, but Leon isn't trying to replicate it. He's using it as a blueprint while introducing his own cadence, energy, and style. That combination of learning and innovation is what sets him apart. He's not just following in footsteps, he's building his own path with intent. B.'s presence adds another layer. He's a mentor and challenger simultaneously, pushing co-hosts and guests to elevate the conversation. On the podcast, he doesn't hesitate to call out weaknesses, question assumptions, or highlight oversights in a way that forces others to adjust. Leon benefits from this by seeing firsthand what it takes to maintain influence, both in conversation and in music. The interactions aren't just debate, they're lessons in relevance, timing, and impact. Ice, on the other hand, provides perspective. His experience is invaluable, but the dynamic between him and B. highlights a generational shift. It's a reminder that even veterans can be challenged, and that staying relevant requires adaptability. For Leon, this is a critical environment. He's learning from the best while simultaneously asserting his own voice, showing that he's capable of thriving in high-pressure discussions without losing identity. Let's talk features again. Leon's early placements are strategic. He's carefully selecting songs that complement his style while giving him room to shine. Every hook, every verse, every ad-lib reinforces his brand. He's building credibility while staying authentic, which is a difficult balance. Many young artists overextend or chase trends, but Leon understands that influence comes from consistency, not gimmicks. The podcast also highlighted the broader industry context. Talent alone doesn't guarantee recognition. Visibility, timing, and narrative control are equally important. Leon is emerging at a moment when co-host commentary, social media reactions, and fan engagement converge, creating a unique opportunity to cement his reputation early. And he's capitalizing on it. Each interaction reinforces his presence, showing that he's more than a voice on a track. He's a force shaping the conversation around music today. Another critical element is adaptability. The podcast revealed that B. is unafraid to challenge anyone, and Leon is learning to navigate that dynamic. Respecting the platform while asserting one's voice is crucial. It's not just about talent, it's about reading the room, understanding energy, and timing your impact. Leon demonstrates these skills naturally, which signals a deeper level of industry acumen than many artists exhibit at his stage. Consistency, strategy, and timing all converge when you analyze Leon's journey. Ty Dollar's influence set a benchmark: dominance across features, ubiquitous presence, and clear brand identity. Leon is building towards similar mastery, but on his terms. He's defining his own lane, pace, and style, while learning from mentors, challenging peers, and engaging fans. This combination of education, execution, and exposure positions him to not only step into Ty's lane, but potentially expand it in ways that redefine the current feature game. The fans and critics alike are already starting to notice. Clips of his podcast appearances and musical features are being dissected for nuance and intent. Every verse and commentary is analyzed, creating a feedback loop that amplifies influence. Leon understands this dynamic and leverages it, demonstrating awareness not just of music, but of cultural influence and perception management. One thing becomes clear: this is more than a musical ascent. It's a study in presence, strategy, and cultural navigation. Leon Thomas is showing that talent alone isn't enough. It's the combination of skill, awareness, and timing that cements legacy and relevance. He's not just another artist. He's a rising force shaping the future of features and influence in music. By now, it's evident that Leon Thomas isn't just another voice in the game. What started as a series of impressive features has evolved into a full-fledged presence in the industry, one that commands attention from co-hosts, peers, and fans alike. His ability to elevate tracks without overshadowing them is a rare skill, and it's exactly what makes him stand out in a crowded field. The comparison to Ty Dolla is inevitable. Ty dominated the airwaves during his prime, his presence on a feature almost guaranteeing that the track would resonate. Leon isn't trying to mimic that era, he's taking lessons from it and adapting them to the modern landscape. With social media amplifying every move, fans are more engaged than ever, dissecting lyrics, reactions, and podcast interactions in real time. Each placement becomes a statement, a declaration that Leon Thomas is here to stay. One of the most striking aspects of Leon's rise is his strategic approach to visibility. He's not just relying on features or collaborations, he's cultivating an ecosystem around his music. Podcast appearances, social media commentary, and strategic collaborations allow him to shape the narrative around his work. Unlike many young artists who react to trends, Leon is proactively building his brand, creating moments that leave a lasting impression. The dynamic with B. and Ice is particularly telling. B. mentorship challenges co-hosts and guests alike, pushing them to articulate insights and defend opinions. In this environment, Leon is learning to assert his voice confidently, balancing respect for veterans like Ice with his own perspective. This isn't just a lesson in music, it's a masterclass in industry navigation, teaching him how to command attention while maintaining credibility. Social media has amplified this effect. Every snippet, every clip of Leon's commentary or musical feature is analyzed, shared, and debated. The fan base is engaged in a constant dialogue, and Leon understands the power of that engagement. He's learning to leverage these platforms strategically, ensuring that his presence extends beyond the music itself. This awareness of cultural influence separates him from peers who rely solely on talent without considering how perception shapes opportunity. Let's revisit the features. Leon's selections are deliberate. Each feature showcases his skill while complementing the main artist, creating moments that feel both organic and impactful. Unlike others who chase quantity over quality, Leon prioritizes strategic impact, ensuring that every contribution adds to his growing reputation. It's a balance of visibility, credibility, and artistry, and he's executing it with precision. The podcast debates further reinforce this narrative. When tensions rise, Leon doesn't retreat, he engages. He listens, challenges, and asserts his perspective without compromising authenticity. These moments are crucial, as they demonstrate confidence, knowledge, and adaptability, traits that are increasingly important in today's industry. Fans notice when an artist can handle pressure, and Leon's composure positions him as someone who can thrive under scrutiny. Ty Dolla's era was about ubiquity and dominance. Leon Thomas is creating a modern blueprint, combining talent, strategy, visibility, and cultural awareness. He understands that influence isn't just earned through features, it's built through consistent presence, deliberate choices, and the ability to navigate both music and culture effectively. Every track, every appearance, every interaction contributes to this growing legacy. As Part 3 unfolds, it's clear that Leon's journey is also a lesson in timing and opportunity. The landscape has changed, social media amplifies every move, fans are more analytical, and the industry expects more than raw talent. Leon is thriving because he adapts to these expectations while staying true to his artistic identity. He's not chasing trends, he's creating moments that resonate, ensuring that his influence extends beyond the immediate moment. The mentorship from B. continues to play a critical role. By challenging co-hosts, analyzing trends, and dissecting cultural relevance, B. provides Leon with real-time lessons in influence, credibility, and strategy. These lessons are invaluable as Leon navigates an industry where perception often matters as much as talent. He's learning to balance respect for tradition with innovation, a combination that positions him as a rising force capable of reshaping the feature game. Looking at the bigger picture, Leon Thomas's trajectory is emblematic of the modern music era. Talent alone isn't sufficient. Success requires strategic visibility, cultural awareness, and the ability to engage meaningfully with both peers and fans. Leon is mastering all of these components, demonstrating that influence today is multidimensional, extending far beyond the confines of a single verse or feature. Moreover, his approach to collaboration is instructive. He doesn't merely participate, he enhances the project, adding depth and resonance that elevates the entire track. This combination of skill and strategy ensures that Leon's contributions are noticed, respected, and remembered. Unlike many artists who fade into the background, he is deliberately crafting a presence that commands attention. The audience, too, is a key factor in his rise. Fans engage with Leon not just as a performer, but as a cultural participant. Podcast discussions, social media posts, and public appearances are all part of a dialogue that amplifies his influence. By participating thoughtfully and authentically, Leon reinforces his credibility and ensures that every interaction strengthens his brand. Ultimately, Leon Thomas's journey illustrates a broader lesson for aspiring artists. Success in today's music landscape requires more than talent alone. It demands awareness, strategy, consistency, and the ability to navigate cultural conversations. Leon is demonstrating all of these qualities, creating a blueprint for sustained relevance and influence. As we conclude, the trajectory is clear. Leon Thomas is not just stepping into a lane, he's defining it on his own terms. With mentorship, strategic choices, and a keen understanding of both music and culture, he's positioning himself as a formidable force in the industry. The comparison to Ty Dolla highlights potential, but Leon's path is uniquely his own, combining legacy influence with modern execution. In the end, it's more than music. It's about presence, influence, and the